Welcome to the D-Post Sports Chat. I'm sports editor Drew Rubenstein, and with me today is Todd Murray. And today, Todd, let's talk a little bit about Jedd Gyorko, the Morgantown native who's in his rookie season with the San Diego Padres. Had a lengthy stint on the disabled list, and he's back now. What's the latest on Jedd? Is he completely healthy, and what's the outlook for the rest of the season for him?
Well, I would guess he's probably not 100% right now, but I think they felt comfortable getting him back into the lineup in that series right before the All-Star break. They've been pretty cautious with him. A groin strain, that's something that can linger, and they didn't want to rush him back and have him agitated again and spend more time on the disabled list. But I think they feel like they watched him take batting practice and field grounders and do some running in the games leading up to when he came back, and I think they're confident that he's ready to get back out there.
Sure, and before he went on the DL, he obviously had a stellar start. Was leading the team in home runs. I think at the time he went on the DL and batting in the 280 range for most of the first part of the season. Were you surprised by how well he did in his first couple months in the big leagues, or was this pretty much what you were expecting out of Jedd?
Not really surprised at all. That's Jedd, born to hit, great natural hitter, puts in a lot of work over the years, and he's hit at every level from Little League over here in Marilla Park on up to University High, Morgantown Post 2, WVU, and now the Padres system, and it didn't take him long to get through their minor league system to San Diego, so I don't think anybody who's known Jedd for any length of time is surprised about what he's done so far.
About what he's done so far, you had a chance to catch up with him last month while you were in San Diego, and you spent some time in the clubhouse. What did you walk away from in terms of how well he's fitting in that clubhouse? Just from reading your stories that were in the Dominion Post last month, it seemed like he was a guy who not only is he performing on the field, but seemed to just immediately fit into that big league clubhouse and really mesh well with the veterans, and they seem to have a level of respect even for Jedd, even though he's a rookie. Is that fair, or what did you come away with after that visit?
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Jedd, he feels it right at home, I think, in any clubhouse, and he's a guy who just wants to come every day, get his work done, do what needs to be done. I mean, he's not going to create waves with his words, interviews, anything like that. And I think the veterans respect a rookie who, just wants to come in and work hard and help the team win.
Right. Now, looking back, he said as soon as the season ends, he plans to come back to Morgantown. This is always going to be his home. And I want to start with what kind of impact you think this is having on the Morgantown community. This town has never had a big leaguer who has been an everyday player. There have been a couple of pitchers, and most recently with Josh Judy and David Carpenter, who have had stints in the big leagues. But this is the first time where Morgantown has had a big league player where somebody can pick up the paper every single day or go online and check out his stats and follow a player like that. So what type of impact do you think Jedd is having on Morgantown?
I think it's going to have, and it is having, a tremendous impact. I mean, Jedd's somebody who's out there in the off season, works out at Pro Performance. A lot of high school kids are out there in the winter, and a few of them have told me that he's been very open, very helpful to them, and I know he's given some hitting lessons to kids in the past, and I'm sure he'll be in even greater demand this winter when he gets back up here. But I also had a high school baseball coach told me that he's heard kids talking more about Major League Baseball this spring with Gyorko being in San Diego than he's ever heard. So people certainly are following, and the kids are following him as well. And I think he's an inspiration to a lot of them.
And you've always been a baseball guy. Had Morgantown had a big leaguer when you were growing up, what would that have been like for you?
Yeah, it would have been, huge, for me. I had my favorite Pirates, the Willie Stargells, the Dave Parkers, the Manny Sandians. But I can only imagine, had there been somebody from West Virginia, of course, the guys in the NFL, that was huge to me growing up, seeing them, and it would have been the same way with Major League Baseball.
Absolutely. And last one here with Jedd, the impact that he's having in terms of people following him, and you mentioned that pro performance. Did Jedd mention anything, what sorts of things he wants to do to try to help promote the game of baseball and maybe take it to a new level in Morgantown? What sorts of things do you think we could see from Jedd in the coming years?
Yeah, I mean, he'd like to, get more kids involved at a younger age. Like start out early like he did, and I think he thinks that's really where they need to start, to increase interest in baseball here, get the kids, while they're young and start building that love as they work their way up the ladder. I mean, Jedd's a guy, he loves the game of baseball and he wants everybody else to love it too, and it sounded, speaking to him last month, that he was pretty serious about trying to help increase the popularity of baseball in this area. He thinks the talent is there, just needs to be cultivated a little bit.
Sure, and it'll be interesting to see. Just he's that face now that somebody that kids can maybe relate to. And hey, Morgantown, Jedd Gyorko grew up in Sheet Lake and played on the same ball fields and played in the Legion system, and obviously he had the tools and the skills to go to Major League Baseball, and just to see as kids are growing up in that atmosphere where they see somebody from their own hometown going there, what kind of impact he'll have. But Todd, thanks for joining us today, and please continue to check thedpost.com for all the latest sports videos. There's also going to be a blog section where you can comment on today's video or any other videos that you want us to perhaps do in the future. And please continue to check the Dominion Post and dominionpost.com for all the latest in sports news. Thanks.